Hello, everyone. Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another very exciting day at fmtrain.tv. I'm Richard Carlton, creator of fmtrain.tv, where we create awesome FileMaker video training that we share with everyone, including yourself. We have live streams every day at 1 o'clock where we present a different topic or sometimes a series of topics. We also have our paid courses, which are really awesome. So let's just cover a little housekeeping. Today we're going to be covering let function for beginners. So in our scheme of difficulty graph, the target today is going to be people over here on the left. So we call this the bunny level over here. Only because we have this really awesome person that watches us, Bunny, and so we always think of her in this capacity. She's learning FileMaker, so it's kind of like maybe over here and in here, and then if you get to a point where you're doing development, hang on, I'm going to mute myself over here. If we mute myself, you can't hear me, but the whole idea is that if you can be an intermediate developer and not even use let, so maybe you're farther along, you've never used it before. I tried to avoid it really hard for a lot of years, and it turns out that no one ever explained to me, or I missed this memo, that it actually has a huge performance improvement that it can help you with, so that's really good. So that's why I kind of think it's a great idea. So once again, reminder, if you would like to make sure that you support the channel, once again, remind you that we do have great FileMaker training bundles. Most of the people here have the training bundles, and we really appreciate the support. Some of you, if you do want to pass a review, let us know about a review. What you do is you tell us what you think. Go to bit.ly or bit.ly and then RCC review. Leave us a review. We really appreciate it. That's really great.
So, yeah, today is about the let function.
Yeah,
Okay.
and make sure that you start off that people don't know nothing. Pretend
Yeah, exactly.
pretend they just they're aliens from Mars. They don't know what let is.
I'm going to start there, and but for all advanced people here listening, stay tuned in because I'm pretty sure you're going to learn something today. So, I'm going to explain right now why the let statement, the let function, is crucial for your path to the next step, the next level in FileMaker development. You will never be able to be advanced, right? We quote, advanced developer if you don't master the let function. It's not possible. It's like, oh, I'm going to become a master in FileMaker, but I don't know squat about relationship. It's kind of the same thing. Okay, so you have to go there.
So you just threw down. In the business, we call that throwing down. Like when you like challenge people, like
Yeah, but I'm telling you the truth. If you don't
That's
go
even
there,
worse. Now you're saying the truth hurts. Oh,
oh,
we're in so much trouble from this broadcast. We're already in trouble.
okay. But by the way, at the end of this broadcast, you will be a master in let statement. I'm not going to let you down here. I'm not done yet, right? So, but you need to make sure that you understand and you master it.
Okay, go.
So, what the let statement? So the let function is this, So, first of all, since this morning, I don't know why I can't access FileMaker Help online. So if somebody can access FileMaker Help, go. But I can't access. I don't know why. So, and I try all my computers, so I think that their problem. So, but pretty much the help won't give you any information about what let function is doing. FileMaker didn't do a good job here, and so it's kind of like a little bit voodoo for many people. So when you start with let function, here what you have, and that scared the hell out of people, because what the heck that means? What this means? Okay, you have a bunch of brackets with so it's incomprehensible. You can't understand what that means. var1, var2, what var means. It means a variable. Oh yes, but I thought a variable was something with dollar sign, right? In FileMaker. So they are confusing many people with this because they use var as a generic name in the computer world, not in the FileMaker world. In the FileMaker world, the variable has a meaning, a special meaning. when the variable in the computer world has a different meaning. Okay, so they're confusing many people here, and I'm going to help you here to understand that. First of all, you need to get rid of this as soon as you sit. Okay, and now you need to learn how to present the let functions. Okay, so first of all, we are going to see this parenthesis here, this one. The let function need to start with a parenthesis here and need to end with parentheses at the end. So put the parentheses at the end. You know, you have a free space like that between the two parentheses. Okay. Now you need to learn something here. So if you in your let statement, you have two parts. You have whatever you're going to put here. Okay. You have whatever you're going to put here, right? And then you have your calculation. So you have two parts. Okay. Calculation. Okay. So you have two parts. You have the what we call statements. I'm going to come there right quick. And you have the calculation. Most of the time here, when you have multiple statements, yeah, like it is 99.99% of the time you will have multiple statements.
Yep.
You need to put a bracket here. Okay. And you need to end your statement with another bracket. So those are your statements. Okay. And this here is your calculation. So when you know that you need to put bracket here between multiple statements, you know you're going to learn now that you need to separate your statement with semicolon. Okay, so everything here need to be like that. The last one you don't put semicolon because that's the last one, but you need a semicolon after the bracket. So pretty much, you know, you have the statement 1, statement 2, and statement 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and statement 200 if you want. So you separate your statements by a semicolon here within brackets, and then the brackets you separate your statement within brackets from the calculation with another semicolon. So you can take a picture of this, okay, and you learn this. So now you know how to organize your let statement. So we all agree that this presentation is clearer than this, okay? Because pretty much it's exactly what that means, okay? It's exactly what FileMaker wants to do, but they made it in one line like that, which is, okay, not telling much. So what is a statement? So statements, we call that here statement. How you declare a statement? How you declare?
That's declare in English. For those of you who missed that, that's declare sounds like a
declaring. Well, how
yeah.
you pronounce it?
No, it's declare. It's good. You got close enough. I'm just picking on you because I want to make sure you feel like we still love you, right? So.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's say I want here the account name. I want to take the account name into my calculation, into my statement. Okay, you type account or whatever. You can type whatever you want here. You type blah 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 blah. It's okay. It's working too. You type account, okay, and you put equal, and then you go to your account table, right? And you select the account name. I don't know where it is. So name. Okay, this is name. The account name is here. Account. I want the account name. Or let's say I want the name. Okay, the name is the account name. Then I want the city.
I'm going to interrupt. Go ahead and incorporate your suggestion here for simplicity. Remember your suggestion about naming the declared.
Yeah.
You do a little. City. Would you do like a slash on it or a hash on it or what's on the front? You do something. No, you do something.
No, I don't. This is equal, and that's it.
No. You put something on the front. Remember that's because it's not a variable. It's a or whatever.
No,
you do.
nothing. You put nothing. You just type. You just type.
I know, but I'm pretty sure, didn't we have a conversation? Did anyone else remember this conversation? Because I was like, holy crap, that's a great idea, right?
Yeah, but
Because you don't have to, but you put a little thingy on there to know that
yeah,
it's
I'm going to come that later. But
ah.
first of all,
Okay, sorry.
first of all, no. First of all, statement can be a name, a declaration, that we call that a declaration, can be a local variable or a global variable. But I'm going to come that later. Let's start from the beginning. I want a declaration. I declare that name is the account name, city is the account city, and status is the account status. Okay, and you can add many other. You say, okay, users. The user is the account user. Okay, it's the user here. Okay? So now I have all those things declared in my statements. So what does it mean? It means now my calculation is here, 1 plus 1. Okay, that's calculation. Okay, this is calculation. If I say upper, let's say, if I say upper, what's the name? Status, I have status in capital. So this is a calculation. So the result, this is not the calculation. This is the calculation after the semicolon, after your statement declaration. So now, what can I do? In the calculation, I can use whatever I declare in my declaration here. I can use it. I have the name, and I can say and, for example, and city, and, for example, type, and status, and I can do this, parenthesis, and user, and closing parenthesis. See? Oh, sorry. See? I have the name, the city, the status, and the user. But I can use the name as many times as I want in the calculation. That means I can do this if I want, I can do this. I can take the name, all the time I want. So that means everything that I have here is available for any kind of calculation that I'm going to build with. And FileMaker here, this, if you do this, is the same thing. It's the same thing, but FileMaker is going to call the name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. When you use the let statement, FileMaker is going to evaluate the name 1 time, and you can use it 200 billion times in the calculation. It doesn't matter. That's why let statements are much faster, because you don't have to re-evaluate everything all the time. And you will see later in my demonstration that you're going to get much simpler what's the name, a visual in your in a better understanding on your calculation.
Okay, Nick, so I want to just inject, I want to reemphasize what Nick just said. So the reason we're doing let function and the reason that we promote it, I always thought it was just about making the calculation a little bit easier to understand, but I had other ways of understanding my calcs. But what Nick just said is that it evaluates any formulas or calculations up here once, and then as long as you just use those references, it doesn't reevaluate. And so if you have something that's really hard to calculate, say like a summary or whatever, I don't know, pick something that would be ugly that you could stick in here, and you put it in there 10 times, it will not, it'll reevaluate every time. Or if you just declare it once at the top like that, there you go, then it'll do that list once, right? You follow? And so this is why you want to do it. So it forces the performance to do it once. Once again, this is for, who was this? Was this wrong? No, it was Elzo. Elzo. Remember I said take control of your calculations? Remember that? This is taking control of the let function. The let function allows us to control it at the beginning, right? Which is really great. So right on.
So
Right.
so now you understand that the name is available at any time. The city is each time I evaluate something. So now you need to understand something else that is crucial. Let's say I have the name and the city. Now in the let's statement declaration, that means the top side, the header, not the calculation itself, the header. Let's say I want this construction. I can say name city, so it's a contraction of both, equal this, and now I can use name city instead of this. So it's the same thing. See, it didn't change anything. And I can use name city as many times as I want. Like if you said, so because I have, if I do this, I mean, I have declared the name and the city. So now I can use the name and the city because I have those two already. And now I can even go further. Let's say now I have the name and the city, and now I want to build this. I want this. So I can do the same here. I can say name city status. Okay. And I want this in my state. So now I can use this. It's the same. And I can use this as many times as I want in my calculation. Something wrong here. Name and city, name and state. Oh, yes. Okay. You see why the mistake I did? It doesn't work. It doesn't work because I don't have the status evaluated yet. If I do this, I reorganize this up, it works. See, here it doesn't work because status is after the name, city, and status. Now this works. Okay.
Okay, so let me reemphasize this as well, is that this is an execution from top to bottom.
Yes.
Kind of like when you do a math formula,
Or the case.
and it's called order of operation, is an algebra term for those of you who hated algebra and don't remember anything about it. There's what we call order of operation. So division, actually exponential, then division, multiplication, then lastly adding and dividing. Right, yeah. So. Well, it's within the parentheses though, but yeah, you get the idea. Is that you do the things in FileMaker, it's executing top to bottom, right? And that's the idea. So if it's in the wrong order, it's also when you do a find request, like you say, find for this, and find for this, and find for this, and omit these things. FileMaker is going to do it sequentially top to bottom. It's very important that there's a number of situations in the FileMaker platform where order of operation is important, and you need to think about that. So. All right. So sorry, Nick. I'm just.
No problem.
It's when I talk, it's your chance to quickly get a cold beverage.
Yeah.
All right.
So now I want to. Yeah. So now I want something good, something that it's kind of challenging to get without using let statements. Okay. I want. Here I have a list of contacts. You see. I have a list of contacts here. And I want to know, for example, like Eleanor Hamilton, I want to know in which position she is in my list. So Eleanor Hamilton is in position 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I want to know Noelle Collier. She's in position 6. 1, 2, 3. No. See, Collier. She's here. 6th position. So how I get this? I get this using a let statement, and I'm going to show you. But first, I want to show you how the calculation looks like without the let statement. So I'll let you try to understand what's going on here. with three parentheses at the end, you know that you at one point you will get something like that. Beep. You have more parentheses opening than the opening whatever. You have this. You will have this. You know why you will have it? Because building this, I had it for 10 minutes before I could figure out what was wrong. To count how many parentheses opening, parentheses closing, and stuff like this is a nightmare. Okay? And I'm pretty sure you all agree with me. Okay? So I got it working. But this is how the calculation looks like. And as I want you to see that I'm calling the list, I'm calling this list twice in the calculation. Twice. Why I have to call it twice? Twice, the system is going to pull up the list of all the names. So if you have 10,000 names, you put it 10,000 here and 20,000 here. And then you are wondering why your stuff is slow. Okay? So now I want to show you how this looks like with the statement. That is the same calculation. This is this one. Here, you have the same calculation. This is the same, but with the less statement. And now look how easy it is to understand. So how you need to think that. First of all, you say, okay, you need to analyze what do you need. First, I need whatever I put in this field. That's the first thing I need. That is what I want. I want my function. I want my calculation to start with this. So first thing I do, I said the search string is whatever I put in this global field. Okay, that's the first thing I want in my statement. So I'm declaring the search string. The search string is the account, this one, the search value. Okay. Then what do I need in my calculation? I need the list of all those names. I need the list of into the contacts of the full name. At least I need this. So I said this is the text I need to search in. Okay, because I want the system to look for Kiona Hall. Sorry. I want the system to look Kiona Hall into my list here. So first, this is the two things you need to declare.
All right. So I need to slow down here. We have an official slowdown. Michael says his brain is exploding, and he says this is for beginners. He goes, "Wow!" Right? So, I guess. I mean, I understand. I let me just give Nick. This is your chance. Go drink something. Okay. So,
Yeah.
so what we're going to do? These are the assumptions we make. These are like the things that we have to specify. Like A equals 1, B equals 2. You could do the things that you're assuming here, and then you actually have the part where it actually executes it. And so really, there's two pieces here. All you have to do is worry about two pieces. So if you, these are the declarations here. He calls them declarations, but they're, I guess, assumptions, if you want to call it that. Declaration is a better word. You're saying that this will equal this. And the problem is that using the word list for beginners is automatically not on a beginner skill set because suddenly you're into virtual list. So I wouldn't expect you to use that. But the idea is if you made this really simple, like, name equals Richard and something, you could even hard code it. The point is that some of these functions are a little bit more advanced, so he threw them in here. But the point is that this is how historically I would have written it. And then you do beat your head against the wall trying to get the parentheses to match. And no, I agree, Nick. I'm trying to give people's brains a chance to catch up.
What you need to know here, I think you're thinking backwards. I mean, the course is not done, so you don't know if you are going to understand until you at the end of the course. You don't come at the you don't come to learn something and know everything before the course started. You need to wait until the end to get all the because I'm going to explain all of this in a way that, you know, if you don't understand that, I mean, it's you know, it's not possible. You will see. So let me finish this. Really important. Don't worry. You're going to understand everything.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm just trying to help out people here.
Yeah. No, me too. I mean, let's finish. Don't quit. Don't quit. Let me finish my demonstration, and after, if you still don't understand, we can have a Q&A and we can, you know, we can walk out stuff. Okay. So here you need to put down everything you need, and you need to go chronologically. Okay. What do I? Okay. Like I said, I need whatever I put in this, and I need the list. I need the list of this. Okay. So pretty much, I need whatever I put inside this Fiona Hall. So I can get here and I can display whatever is inside this. Then I say what the text is returning. The text returning a list of all my people here. So you know what list is doing. I mean, list of the contact full name. You get this. It's pretty much self-explanatory. And we have a course on list. I mean, we have many videos on list because I'm using list all over. So it never be a problem. So list, that's what list is doing. Pretty much, you know, if you want the list of phones, you have the list of phones. Sorry, not the phony. You have the list of phone. You know, it's you want the list of emails. You have the list of emails. So that's what list is doing.
So once again, list is going to grab all the values from
a related from this table.
The related records.
Yeah. For contacts. So if let's see, look. This is the list. See, Dinah, Kiona, Lacey, you know. But if I'm changing here, it changed here. Willow, Price, Catherine. So it changed this. Willow, Price, Catherine. See, it changes based on the related table.
I do have a question, Nick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The list function works across to related records. It doesn't work to local records. And so you use a summary field to do that. Can you actually put a summary in there, like right there? Can you do that? I've never done that.
To do what?
Summary?
Yes, you can.
Okay, well, because here's the thing. A list function does not retrieve local in the local table. It just doesn't. So to retrieve the list of a value, say like this is a related data. So you would think, one being a logical small person, that there would be a list and you could use the list to get related data or the local. No. This is Clay or whoever down there did this at FileMaker, Claris. Yeah. You have to actually use a summary field here, right?
Yeah.
Is that how you do?
But we are deviating too much from the left.
I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry. I just had a question. Never mind.
Yeah,
I will shut up now.
No. It's because you know, if we already have people confused, then we need to. Okay, so you need to lay down everything you need. First of all, I need this and I need this. We all agree that we need. I cannot search for Kiona Hall if I don't grab Kiona Hall. We all agree with this. And I cannot search into a list if I don't grab the list. That is elementary, my dear Watson. Okay? It's very, very simple. So now, what I need to know the position. Okay? Don't focus on this. I need to know the position of what I'm searching in. So this is what you do. You use a position function and you say, okay, this is the number of character between the beginning of the list, okay, until you find what's the name? Until you find the Kiona Hall. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because we have the carriage return, and Kiona Hall 11. So it's right. The system tells me that the number of characters is 11 between Kiona Hall and stuff like that. So let's change this and let's change the name. So you see position 11. This one for example, is position 2. So now it's 22 characters. So the calculation is evaluating the calculation based on the position. And then based on the position, I can get the selection. So don't try to analyze those. Try to focus on what the let statement is offering to me. Is doing progressive things like step by step. Imagine that you are laying down things on the paper and you're writing on the paper and you do step by step. First you grab this, then you grab this, then you get this, then you get this, and at the end you have the position of what the thing is in 14th position. So this is what the let statement gives you the possibility. Don't worry, I'm going to show you multiple example. Okay, multiple example. Instead of having something like that, right? That first of all, this is undebuggable. It's impossible to debug what happened here. If something is faulty here, it's impossible to find out. With this system, with the let statement, it's possible because you say, oh, is that wrong? No, that's okay. That okay. This returns exactly what is supposed to return. Is that wrong? See, you can say, okay, no, it's not wrong. It returns exactly what it should return. Okay, so maybe my number of character is wrong. So you copy, say, okay, let's start. Okay, yes, it is. Or maybe my selection is wrong. So you can analyze bits by bits your calculation instead of having to understand in your mind something that complicated. Okay, because this is not debuggable. Sorry, it's not possible to debug that. The way I just did, it's not possible. I want to show you another example, another great example of where let statement is a very, very useful, is to do something like that. Okay. A search in a portal, right? So you see here, I have a portal and I'm searching MA. So I have all the MA. And I can also search within our phone number. And I can also search within an email. Let's take another email. Let's say I want .org. Okay. So it's searching in this field, it's searching in this field, and it's searching in this field at the same time. Okay. So, and we are using for that a filter. So all of this madness, all this craziness of searching something with you type something inside here and you have and you have the result. All of this in this very simple let statement. So, like I said, first of all, you say, okay, where I'm searching from. Okay, this is a global field I use to search into portal. Okay, so far this is beginner. Okay, to understand. This is I'm going to grab whatever I put in this global field. Okay, that is the first thing you do. Okay, because that's the first thing you do when you search. When you search, you go here and you type something here. Okay, so in your statement, you need to do the same thing, the same logical. You search this. After that, you say, okay, okay, I want to search in 3 fields: the full name, the phone, and the email, right? That's what I just demonstrated to you. I'm searching on those 3 fields. I could have added a 4th field, a 5th field if I want, or you can add 200 fields. But be careful, more fields you add, slower your search will be. Even though the technique I'm showing you here to do filters in a portal is much, much faster than anything you have done so far without the let statement. Because, again, I'm using the list function. Maybe we need a session on the list function, Richard. I don't know.
Well,
Uh,
we've done this. We've done lists before. We have a bunch of sessions
yeah.
on virtual lists and
Okay.
stuff. I mean, they're like a
So
month old, so I'll
okay.
find the links and give them to people.
Yeah. So what this stuff is doing, and once again, the advantage of the let statement is that this is debuggable, understandable, debuggable. How? Because you new friend now meet your new friend, data viewer, watch, and you click here. This is your new friend. The watch is where you can debug your calculations because it returns whatever result it should return. Okay. So pretty much you can see the result of a calculation outside of a field. See, you have the result instantaneously. So if you want to debug something like that, you know, you can't use all the things that the data viewer. Okay, so let's debug this for a minute. So I want to know. Let's comment that for a moment. Okay, let's forget that. I want to debug my stuff. Okay, search string. So what I have SDSD. So let's put something that makes sense first. Okay, so here, for example, see SDSD. I have SDSD here. So let's say I want what I can put here. Hold on. I want CHA. Okay. So I search for CHA. Okay. Let's search something else where I can have multiple results. MA. Okay. MA. I have 3 results. 4. Perfect. 4 results. MA. So here the search is MA. We all agree this is what I have typed here. Now, what this is doing for each field is going to pick, no, this one is not a good example, but this one. Yeah, field 2 is a phone. And what about the field 3? Field 3, yeah, is the email. And it's going to do that. It's going to do that for every single record here. Okay, so I'm not going to explain the filter what's doing here, but it's going to apply this calculation. It's going to apply this calculation to all the records in the relationship. So that's why it's important that you cannot use filters into a portal. If you have 10 million records, you can go on vacation and come back 3 days later. Okay, you can't do that. You need to make sure that you have reasonable limited amount of records into the portal, like let's say 200 300 records. Over that, if you have complicated calculation in your filter and a lot of records, is going to be slow. But there's other ways to do filters, and I showed that in my other in my what's the name, previous webinar about the relationship and stuff like that, right? So we covered that. So, and what text is doing? Text is doing this. I need to let's remove the index for the moment. So what text is doing is this: is combining this, and this in 3 different values. So I have my search string here. Okay, MA. I have all my field 1, field 2, field 2, field 3 in one catch at once. And then, now that I have everything laid down on the table, I have everything on the table, all what I need on the table, I can say, if whatever this is empty, that means you put nothing here. That means you want everything in the filter. And I'm going to show you why you put 1 here. 1 minute. So if that empty, you want all. Otherwise, check if you can find whatever inside this list of fields, whatever you have put here. This is what pattern count is doing. Okay. So this was the let statement it allows you to do. It's extremely simple to understand here because you have a visual representation of what's going on. When you have when you have when you lay down your calculation like that, you don't have a clue about what's going on. And if oh, by the way, I tried to to make that without the let statement, and I couldn't get it done. I couldn't get it done. Okay, so it's so the let statement you have to think of. Say, okay, what do I need? Okay, I need this piece. I need this piece. Then I need this piece plus this piece, and then I need the result of this plus 20, and then I want that to be whatever. Okay, so that is so you do incremental. You say, okay, I take this plus and this, and I addition this, and I do this, and this, and at the end you have what you want. And what matters is this calculation, which is very simple. So let me explain you why one here. This is how the filter works. It works as a Boolean. The result, calculated result, must be Boolean, which means 0 is false and 1 is true. That means for each record here is going to tell if I tap MA here, for each record is going to say, do I found something with MA here, 0 or 1? That's what it's doing for all of those records. Okay, so pretty much if I'm going here, I put 1 here, I have all my records. Whatever I put here, I have all the records. If I put 0 in the filter, I have nothing. That's it, because I said whatever the filter is negative, is false, or is real. But here you have a calculation that at the end is going to tell you 0 or 1. This is going to tell you 0 and 1. And if whatever I put here it's empty, I want all of them, because if I don't do that, here what I have. Let's say I have this. I remove this and I put this. Whatever pattern can. Oh, sorry. See. Okay. So what happened here is this. I have nothing, and I get something only if I put something here. But if I put nothing here, bam, nothing. So it's not very cool. I want, when that is empty, I want you to show me everything. So that's why we need this here, saying that if the field is empty, whatever here, if this field here is empty, okay, put 1 by default. Put 1 everywhere. Show me all, right? Otherwise, show me only the one that returns 1 based on these calculations, okay? So this is how filter works, right? So if I do this, now I've, what did I do here? It's still commented, okay. Okay, so do we have questions so far?
Not really. We're just discussing that you and I actually did Scott pointed this out. And I told Scott, thank you for letting me borrow Nick. We're almost done with Nick. Another couple more days, and then get to the end of this week, and then it'll be pretty much done. He was pointing out that we actually did a list webinar. We don't remember. It's from April 22nd. So we create so much content we don't even remember doing it.
It's here. Actually, it's in this file. Is the what's the name? Is this one here? I show how to do somewhere here. I show how to do the research. Hold on. I show how to do research here. No, I don't remember, but I know we did something here. how to do a search with that within our calculation here. Within here, I don't remember where it is, but I'm pretty sure we did it. So the list is something we need to learn. We need to work together on this. We can do a webinar for that. It will be worth it. It will be worth it because it's voodoo, you know. But we did already, right? That's what
Yeah,
you said.
we already did the webinar. We already did a webinar.
Okay. So
Scott was just giving us the link on that so we could share it with everyone. So
yeah,
because Scott's not going to let you sign up for any more webinars because you're a guy who's in high demand. So once again, as a reminder, if you'd like Nick to help you with your project, that's totally doable. Nick does have time. Feel free to reach out to us at support@rcconsulting.com.
So now let's move on. Okay. So here I did many things because I explained to you. And first of all, this is recorded. So you can play and play and play again this over and over until you understand. You can experiment yourself. When you start to experiment yourself, you will understand immediately, first of all, how it works. And secondly, the advantage of using this. So let me show you something else here. Here, I have a time frame function, like what is due. You know, I have the time frame and the day elapsed, the day left from the creation date until the due date. So let's take something from this week. So those are this week. Okay, the due date is this week. Is true. This week 13 is due on 13. This one also on 13. This one is on 11. So this is this week. Now I have next week. Oh, next week, yeah, this is 17. This is 14. This is 14. So all of those are next week. Or tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Okay, 9, 9, and 9. They're all tomorrow. Okay. So how this works, how I can get all of this working using, first of all, using auto entry calculation and heavily using let statement. So let me show you something here. How the time frame is working. Picture something like that without the let statement. Picture something like that where you have to deal with all the time. How many times I call now and date, now and date, now and date, now, date, now. How many times, right? Do you want do you want FileMaker to evaluate all the time these dates, this now? And first of all, what is now? Now is the current date, is today, now, okay? The due date, the date is the due date. Okay, and the month year is the combination of the month and the year. Okay, so here is to evaluate what is yesterday, what is today, tomorrow, this week, this month, next month, and later this year or next year or whatever. Okay, so first of all, you need to do chronologically. What is yesterday? Yesterday is whatever is today minus 1 equal the due date. When the due date equal whatever today minus 1, that is yesterday. Today minus 1 is yesterday. Oh, what is now? Okay, the now is when now is equal to the due date. That means it's now, it's today, is today, right? What's tomorrow? It's whatever today plus 1, that tomorrow, right? So whatever this case scenario here is met, then you have this triggering. So how?
Yeah, we do have a couple questions there when you want me to. I'm going to send these to you if you're ready for that.
Yeah, I'm ready. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to send you a text message right now to Slack if you want to go in there and pop that. So David posted that let statement. This is what he wrote.
The let statement allow to divide in simpler piece is right name surname. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the case. That's why I'm doing that a lot. I try to keep those very simple, right? I'm going to show you other example, but I try to keep the names, those statements very short, because it's more, it's better you understand better what's going on here. Okay, so yeah, it's right. Uh, so what this does? So let's go, right? And what this does? It does this, right? Um, so when I change the date, this is due tomorrow's, right? If I change to today, now is due. Oh, we have the backups.
201. Yep. Sorry. You have to stand by, everyone. All right. Time for a drink. I am answering a question here. So the one gentleman, I can't remember his name. It's JMP It Boys. He says, okay, so let is faster because of a single asking request to Draco, which is the database engine,
Yes.
to reference the fields. Yes. Are there other reasons? The other reasons are visually, it's easier to break things apart and understand the calculation. So there are two
Yes.
reasons. Plus, you can get into this recursion thing where it spins and evaluates the value, right? So
Yes.
that's a kind of a third thing, but we're just focusing on the first two at the moment.
Yeah.
And then, hang on, I got another question here.
Go ahead.
Figure Disfondo says, if you plan to do that for the filter in order to make it slightly more elegant, use a list button and name it show all. Right, that was his suggestion on that. Remember when you're back to the search and show all? His suggestion was he would make it slightly more elegant to use a list button and name it show all. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but yes and no, because by default you want the thing to be empty, and when you do, okay, look, when in design, okay, okay, now
It's still backing up. It's fine.
Yeah,
It'll get
so
there.
in design wise, when there's nothing here, you want all, and
Yeah.
once you do something, you search something that nothing exists, it's empty. This is pretty much, you can have a show all button, but each time you want to see something, you have to click show all on all the records. Show, you click next, show all, next, show all, next, show all. It's kind of painful, but you want by default, when you first land in FileMaker, you want, see, for example, here I type this and there's nothing. When I clear the field, bam, I have everything, and I can type whatever, clang, everything, whatever, there's nothing, clang, whatever, nothing, clang.
Okay,
and I can say MA, bam.
I'm going to take a request from Michael, and he says I'm bamboozled. Can we create a new let's do a new let function, Nick, that does something interesting, like the one that David did, something really simple, okay? And
I did at the beginning, when I was taking the name.
I think Michael would like to see another one, because he just said that you tried to show him how to fly today a plane, and you start off with a 747. And I know you're a aviation nut, so you know the complexity of that aircraft. So he wants to show you how to fly a Cessna 172. So let's start with something simple. Yeah. So like the one that we had with the name and stuff, that was from David.
No, I can do something simpler. I say, for example, first name equal Nicholas,
okay,
and last name equal Hunter,
okay.
And so I have this, and now I say, okay, whatever first name, and space and last name. Oh, sorry, last name. Not banana.
You're really bad, Nick. There you go.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So
okay, so, and I close this, and what here? First Nicholas Hunter. Okay, so why is not evaluating?
you have to you have to hit the automatic evaluate over here.
No. Because, no. Okay, this is what I get. So whatever I put here in the first name, if I put Richard, okay, and Carlton, okay, so I can do this. Now I can say, let's say I want, for example, I want the initials, okay? So here what I can do. I can do whatever. So I cut this, whatever left one character and whatever left
Yep.
one character, and I have RC. So see, I use a function. So if I put Nick under here, it changed to NH. So see, you declare whatever you want, and it can be for example, contacts. You can say you want first from the contact and you want last from contact is SG, right?
Okay.
Because
Yep.
okay,
So Bob is saying, hey, I sent you a link that Bob sent. So if you want to go back to Slack real quick, the text message I just sent you, click that. Although that's the 16 help, but it probably hasn't changed at all if you have it. This is where people. This is how they learn. They learn the let function. They come down here, and they do a. There's a let right here. See the phone.
yeah,
The
yeah,
phone
yeah, yeah,
formatting field. That's a real
yeah.
common thing that people do. So.
Yeah, yeah, you can do the, yeah, you can. So yeah, but let's take this for example. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is not understandable whatsoever. So the clue, what is very important here, is how you present this. So let me save this for now. How you present this. See this? I don't understand squat about that.
That's ugly.
Yeah, this is way better. Filter. So phone equal because here, if you think mine was bad, this is even better. Filter. Wow. Yeah, they have their example sucks. Because it doesn't matter. It's we don't know where. I don't even know where the let statement starts and when it stops. One filter this. And
So that's enough.
yeah, okay, yeah, this is a statement, and okay, this is how it looks. So they have this, and they want the left of the font. So I would have done this. I want the parenthesis and closing the parenthesis, and I want the middle font back for. Then I want this, and then.
So now you can start to understand it, right? So
yeah. See, it's much more understandable right now. I want the parenthesis here. Start with the parenthesis. I put the free phone number, the free first phone number. Okay, you know what? Let's make this working. So this is stupid in my opinion. So let's take the phone number. Let's put the phone number here. Okay, like 555 88 888 9090. Okay, let's put something that is real.
okay.
And
close
so
quote there, Chief.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, this is what it's doing. So I take the first free number, left the phone free number, whatever phone, I take the free number in phone, then I put a parenthesis, then I take the middle after the fourth and for free characters. So middle goes 1, 2, 3. It takes the fourth and it takes 3 characters. So he's taking 888, what he's doing. Then he puts kind of a hyphenate, right? And then he's doing this. He takes the middle of the font 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's taking the 9 and four character. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right?
Yeah. And this is the way we format it in the United States for the
yeah,
most
that's
part.
what that's how why we format. No, if you want really to be formatted real, you need to put a space here.
Okay. And then there was a question here. So JMP Boys says, so can I name the variable 1, variable 2, etc. with reserved names? Reserved names like FileMaker reserves some things, right?
Yes, but, I do that all the time. And actually, the statement name takes precedent. So if you name database name, let's do this. Okay, let's save this. Let's take database name. Okay. So if I have a let statement, And in the last statement, I put this database name. So I put this. It's a function, right? It's a real function in FileMaker, right?
Yep.
So and I say this equal 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. If I declare this, it said 1 2 3 4 5. It doesn't care about the statements. It takes over the function of FileMaker. That means normally that FileMaker returns the name of the database and power your search. That's the name of the database. But declare that in my statement that this is 1 2 3 4. If I use that in my calculation, this takes over the name, the function name. So you can screw up your calculation doing this. That's why I'm using things different than something like that. I'm not using a random, for example.
Yep.
If you do this, you say random, and you say random is 1 2 3 5, and you use this, right? And if you in your calculation letter you want the real random to happen, it will never happen.
Yeah, you're toast. All right. Yeah. So this on YouTube, Figure Disfondo. We've been talking a little bit back and forth, chatting about stuff. He said a let function. He was thinking about a let function to break apart the text into parts, so that a global field can be used for relations. Global field can be used in relation without. Yeah, I'd have to see a sample of that. He's got something in mind, but he's in Italian. He's translating. He's quite good. His English is quite good. But a lot of times when you folks, and I say this nicely, when you folks post information, here, it's out of context, so I don't totally understand it. And then the previous guy was talking about the names. He says it's a sandbox. Yeah, pretty much it's a sandbox, right? It really is. It's basically a sandbox, and as long as that let function is running or is in memory or whatever, it's there. As soon as it leaves it, then it ejects that stuff.
So before we go to the final stuff that I want to show for the last statement, you need to, okay, I understand it's scary. When I was 5, my father removed the helper wheels,
training wheels
from my bicycle. It took him like half an hour to remove them. And during that half an hour, I was crying I was screaming, not crying, and I hated him for half an hour. Then he put me on the bike and he pushed me, and I was pretty much doing bicycle pretty good, right? And then he said, "Come here, I'm putting back the training wheel," and I said, "No way." Okay, so it's the same thing for learning swimming. You can learn and theoretical and stuff like that forever until you plunge in the swimming pool. You will never learn. So let statement is exactly the same thing. I'm showing you things to then you can have a picture, and I show you how to organize your statement to make it understandable. I showed you how it could be useful instead of having all those iteracy or repetitions inside the duplication inside the calculation. I show you that it could be extremely simpler to read and extremely and debuggable. Finally, we have calculations that are debuggable. I'm showing you all of this. I'm not expecting that now, okay, you're going to be the expert of the world in let statement. But I'm pretty sure now you have kind of an understanding of what's going on. You need to try yourself.
Okay.
You need to try.
Yep. All right. So I do have a request from Scott, but why don't you do your last demo, and then we'll see if we have time for Scott.
Yeah. So I want to show you the last things that is very important in let statement is that you can declare this as a global function, as a global variable, for example. So you will say, okay, yeah, what the benefit of this? Okay, so within a calculation, you can get global variable. So whatever the field one is returning, field 1, 2, 3 is returning, you have a variable. So you can create a variable from a calculation. So where I'm using that extremely often, I'm using that here. For example, I have I have kind of a parameter in my script, and I want whatever I have in the parameter to be a variable. So this is what I'm doing. I'm doing let, and I'm saying script parameter, what I'm calling parameter, okay, parameter equal this, right? And then I'm doing this. That's it. That's all what I'm doing. And I say, okay, I am using this. Sorry. Okay. So I declare in the last statement, this is a global function, is a global variable. This is what I declare in the global variable, and I'm using look what happened. So now, if here I don't have it, but as soon as let's keep it. As soon as I put something here, parameter portal context. So that helps you, for example, to debug scripts, right? So you can do multiple things with this. For example, other thing, I'm showing you this, but I understand it's not. You know that you can have a calculation in the validation. That means something that's happened after the validation of the field, not before. Auto entry calculation, this is before, and this is after. You have a validation by calculation. So I'm doing this most of the time. I'm doing this. I'm saying self. I want, okay, content, for example, I want, what is this? Okay, city, equal self, for example, right? And I said one here, just for example. Don't So now I have this. So whatever I change the city here, right? So now I have a variable popping up here, city Los Osos. So so you see, so you can create variable in any calculation. So you can even have an auto entry calculation, for example here, address, and you want to add something. You want this to be you want this to become a variable as soon as you is populating inside the address. So you do the same thing. You say you want a let statement, and you say address is this, right? Equal this, and then you use whatever inside this, right? And then you see what happened here. Automatically, because the auto entry calculation will populate the field when you change anything in the address here. Now you have a global address, so global variable, and you don't even need a script for that. You don't need a script on object enter, execute script, set variable, and you don't need that.
Okay. I do have I want to pivot to Scott's question. I think we have a little bit of time here. So here's what this is your Scott. He says, when he is through with all this, it might be helpful if he goes back to the today/tomorrow/next month example and shows how many times he uses the variable date in his case statement after the initial let declaration.
Yeah. So this.
Yep. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So can you imagine each time you have to evaluate this? It's a case. The case works like that. It tries this. If this not valid, it goes there. If this not valid, it goes there.
Yeah,
If this not
it's a
valid,
it's a
okay.
much simpler if statement. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's a if within a if, but sometimes you can avoid the if within a if. But this here, this is what that's a good case for this. Okay, as you noticed, and this is a good thank you for the question. Say the good thing is, for example, see here I have this um, this filter. So now, can you imagine that I'm going back to my filter kind of webinar? I have one filter here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a search within this, and it's not slow with 5,000 records, right? So let's say I want this week. See, I have this week. So I want all, and I want to sort that by yesterday, today, tomorrow, this week, this month, next month, later. Okay, that chronologically. I want to sort it. Okay. So what I do, I sort by time frame order. So why I call that time frame order? So it's sorted. So you have yesterday, today, tomorrow, this week, next week, and then you have this month, and then you have next month, and then you have later 2020 and 2021 and 20, so why it's so simple? Because my calculation here returns a number. This returns a number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. So this is extremely easy to sort. So this is to answer the question.
okay.
Somebody asked.
Keep going. We both talk at the same time. Keep going. And then after you, I've got that.
Yeah. So somebody asked me for the localizing a solution in multiple language. Yesterday started with the Y in English, but doesn't start with the Y in French. It starts with a H, not with a Y. So if you want to, you know what I mean? So, and you don't want to use the sort by that's a technique here, sort by a custom value list, because it's not practical. You don't care about that. You want to sort by number. This is 0 and this is 7. It's chronologically 0 yesterday, today is 1, tomorrow is 2, 3, 4, 5. So how I can get this week, next week out of a number? This is why we have this function we call choose. Okay, choose is doing that for you. So I can just rename that hier, aujourd'hui. If I don't speak French anymore, demain. So hier, aujourd'hui, demain. Okay. So this is French. So now, see, I'm changing this. So if I do, if I change the date here, let's take yesterday. Okay. If I change the date here, is hier now. It changed the name. If I change to today, it say aujourd'hui. If I say to tomorrow, it say demain. So you can localize this way. Okay. And I'm going to explain the choose another time, but it's kind of straightforward. You can go to the help and check choose. But it's very cool. Choose, very cool. I'm using choose a lot.
So once again, tomorrow and the rest of the week, we got great content coming up. Once again, check out our bundles if you're interested in a FileMaker training bundle and you missed it. It's at fmtraining.tv. Just come down. You can do live training here, or you can check out one of our bundles here. We greatly appreciate all the support. That's it for today. We'll catch you tomorrow at fmtraining.tv. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap, stands in, throws it left for Amendola, reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10, rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.